A possible breakthrough, reports indicating that North Korea may be getting ready to release 3 American hostages, moving the prisoners from labor camps to the country's capital in Pyongyang. The State Department, however, is saying they cannot confirm these reports right now. Here now is Walid Phares. He's a Fox News foreign affairs and national security analyst. Walid, I mean, one thing that strikes me is that these 3 people cannot be in the condition of Otto Warmbier, or that would really, it seems like, make this negotiation very difficult going forward. It can't possibly be the same situation, but we don't know.
It won't be, and we still won't know. The fact that North Korea is releasing information about them, talking about them, in the context that we are in right now means that they will be releasing them. And releasing them, basically, is a step from North Korea that will be waiting for steps from the U.S. The issue is not going to be about these steps. The issue is going to be, what is the deal? And that is only when the 2 leaders will meet somewhere in DMZ or elsewhere that we will know more about the future. I'm more concerned about from the deal on than now to the deal, because it will happen according to the way the North Koreans are behaving.
Do you think that the details will be hammered out before the president even gets there? I mean, is it one of those things where now they don't have to discuss if North Korea is going to give up the nuclear weapons, because they've already promised to do that, to give up that program, and it's luckily about the details of verification, what exactly that means. But do you think that those will have been hammered out in remote negotiations before the 2 actually get together?
Both. There are negotiations. There are talks. But remember, we're all, especially our side, the United States, we're under pressure. We want to deliver to our public, to the international community, in very difficult conditions here in Washington, D.C. So we may not go over every single detail, because we could say, let's first make sure that the meeting, the summit, is successful. And since the North Koreans are on their way to be in agreement with us, we'll have time for more details. So not everything could be negotiated and discussed, including the details of what the North Koreans should be doing. And that is because we are under pressure.
Did you see this report today in the Wall Street Journal about a laser from a Chinese base aimed at U.S. military pilots in African skies? I mean, the Pentagon was talking about this, and it just, you know, there's a lot of focus on China as we make progress with North Korea. And to see a story like this crop up, I sort of wonder what's going on around the edges. What's your take on that?
Look, China is really a technological superpower at this point in time, and we are racing with them, they're racing with us. But usually when the Chinese, that's from tradition, the Chinese government or authorities display something like that, or we have information about it, it means that they want us to make a decision. Their reality is that they want to expand in South China Sea. Otherwise, they'll be doing these things around the world, including in Africa and maybe beyond, so that they would tell us, if you want to negotiate seriously on this matter, look, we have technological capacities that could go way beyond the South China Sea. This is a kind of a messaging, I believe.